Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Red Room. I'm your host, Fabes. The full name for this show is called The Red Room with Fabes. Your host, Fabes, in my Red Room. We have a very special guest today. This man is a funny man. He makes the world laugh. See, the moment I said laugh, you can hear laughter from the outside. Like I said, we don't have the budget for a proper studio. We're hoping that YouTube one day will pay us something. Could get a proper budget. But let's get on with the show. So he's here. He's traveled a long way to come here. Please give it up for Joe Coy. What? Nope. My bad. Whew, I don't know what I was thinking.
Listen, Russell Peters, I want to tell you something.
Hey!
Yeah, just joking.
You've got Ron Josol in the house. I'm so sorry.
What for?
I don't know how I look. There's the other one's really good looking, Joe Coy. Then there's you, and I don't know how I made the mistake, man.
Well, when you're half German,
You have German? He's half German. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right, I thought it was full Filipino.
No, he's full of.
Joseph.
What's that?
That's what he always says on stage anyway. Well, let's not talk about him. You're here, man. Welcome to the show.
Did they just hire this guy today? Because I swear I saw you cooking outside.
Dude, don't tell everyone. That's my full-time job. This is what I'm trying to do, man. Give me a break.
Operative room trying.
Yeah.
Not succeeding.
But I am happy that you tried to create a movie. All of 9 people watched it.
Right.
On IMDb.
Right.
And your ratings were like 5 out of 10. That means 4.5 people actually liked it.
Well, I just say that about Joe Coy.
No,
That's so mean. Yeah, it's so mean. Have you ever made a movie?
You know what?
Have you ever made a movie?
No, man.
No, so why are you even talking? You're not even an IMDb.
Yeah, I
You're not
am.
even working here.
I am broke and I'm trying to make some money, but not IMDb. Can we get serious now? The insults are over, man.
Really?
I'm losing this battle. Look at the sweat. Look at the beads of sweat dripping down my head.
I think you see something we're not seeing. What do you want? Because I want to try this.
Okay, you came here for a plug. We're gonna talk about your show in Kuala Lumpur. But first, let's get to know you a little better.
Right.
That thing you did keeps popping up on my feed. That whole Honda Civic joke, which was funny, I thought. And then I'm like, who is this man?
Right.
And then the next thing I know, they're telling me, dude, he's coming to KL. Let's have him in the Red Room. The Red Room, right?
Yeah. Which used to be,
Well, let's not go down that road. I failed big time there, but yeah. So, yeah, I just want to know, man, who was the first person who actually ever told you were funny?
my uncle when I was 7.
See, we knew there was a family. That must have been the culprit. And that got you excited?
No, I was like, I'm just talking about my dad. Why are you laughing at me? We're in a family party. My dad was drunk, and my uncle was like, tell your dad to stop drinking. We have to go home. And I went to my dad. He goes, you have to start drinking. We have to go home. And then he yelled at me, and I came back to my uncle. What did he say? I said, you better shut up or I'll spunk you in front of everybody. And my family started laughing. I go, why? Because you did it perfectly what your dad sounded like.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was my first time. I was like, I guess when I do the accent, I can make some money.
So you went 100% Filipino accent.
From that day, I was Filipino.
Right.
Before that, I was white.
You were Canadian?
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, your name, did I get your name right, though? I mean, I said Ron Josol.
Yeah.
That's correctly pronounced?
That's correct, 100%.
Okay, cool. So
your name is Fat Fabe?
Yeah, fat is pretty hot and tempting. I mean, if I have to explain it to you, it's obviously not working. But what?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Sure, man. Dude, there's so much we have to edit on this one.
Oh, you have to first edit your face.
Thanks, man.
Put some hair.
I like this show already. See, this is where I was thinking the Red Room should go. Sit here and insult Fat Fabes all day long.
Yeah.
Right, Because I'm out of insults already.
Oh, man.
I was trying to be nice and keep it mild, but hey,
wow.
I'll get a better script writer the next time.
Wow, he's Joe Coy number 2.
There you go. At least I'm number 2. I didn't get 9 people watching that movie.
What movie are you talking about?
I don't know. It's a movie you did in 2015.
I didn't do a movie at all.
You wrote something in... I guess my producer didn't know what he was talking about.
I never wrote a movie. What movie are you talking about? I wrote a movie.
Go ahead, Sono.
Rolling Longanisa?
That wasn't a movie.
It's a TV movie, right?
No.
TV show?
Nothing.
Here on the Red Room, we even get our facts wrong.
It was on IMDb.
It was on IMDb.
Yeah, but why? That's not a real IMDb. People add stuff on there. Yeah, that was just a picture of something.
A photo.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, of a song.
You got 9 people. At least there was a rating on it too.
I didn't do anything. I had nothing to do with that.
Wow.
Yeah, you guys have the worst facts ever.
Ever, right?
Oh, you're worse than Trump.
That's-
You know, Fat Fab. I got a Fat Fab check you.
I don't know. Come on. I thought that was a good one. All right.
Okay.
Let's get to the serious questions.
Okay, go.
There is any. In all honesty, man, what was your first time like on stage, right? What was the audience like? What was the toughest audience you've ever performed for?
So my very first time on stage, I went on a show that had 300 drunk, rowdy bikers.
Ooh, that would have been tough.
Oh, I didn't even know you wrote jokes as a comedian.
Right. I mean, yeah, you tell stories, right?
No, I thought in comedy you write an act.
Okay.
You don't just improv and try to make it funny like what you're doing.
Yeah, right.
Normally we're professional. Right?
Yeah, I just let it rip.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Woo!
Hope for the best.
You made it
No, that one.
That's
That's a stinker.
yeah. And
All right.
I just started talking and they booed me.
Oh,
And I just jumped off the stage, and I my friend's like, "Did you write any jokes?" I go, "I thought stand-up comedy you just talked." No, you write your jokes and then you perform.
timing and all that.
So you had to practice doing stand-up before you tried to do anything more than 10 people.
How badly did you? I mean, how many times did you fail before you thought to yourself, you know what?
It took me around 1 year.
Mm.
And then after 1 year, basically my first time I got booed, and that was the only time I got booed in my life. My first time ever.
Nice. So you recovered from that so quickly that you didn't.
It didn't stop me. I was
Right.
like, it felt good enough for me to do it again. Then I met Russell Peters, and Russell said, "Let me take you on the road for a year, and anything that works you keep, anything that doesn't keep, stash away for now."
Right.
After 1 year, I had 5 minutes of material. He introduced me to the club owner of Toronto.
Right.
He said, "You got to watch this kid. He's been on the road for a year." I went up, destroyed, and then I started working in my first year in comedy.
Right, that's fine. We all do that here, man. But yeah, so you go up on stage the second time. You have memory of your first time.
Yeah.
That must have been frightening. That must have been terrifying.
I didn't care about this first time.
You didn't give.
You ever pick up a girl? Probably not. But then, you know,
Oh, you're still at it. Okay, sure, man.
when you pick up a girl and
Uh-huh.
she disses you, you have to accept that and say it's okay.
Mm.
You don't go, give me your number. Well, you do.
Nah,
I mean,
but-
if you're a normal person,
yeah.
you just go to the next person and don't let that phase you.
Right.
And you, in life,
I'm not letting this phase me.
you know what?
Yeah.
This is gonna, I'm gonna remember
story
it for the
going.
rest of my life.
Thank you, brother.
You ripped one. bad.
I'll come to your show. I promise. I'll buy tickets. You know, you could use the cash, right? So I'll buy 2 tickets.
I think you could use.
I'm already broke, so I'm used to it. You know, I had a fortune teller looked at my hand and says, "You'll be broke till 35." And then I asked him, "What happens after 35?" You get used to it. So I'm used to it.
Can you laugh track with you?
I mean, we'll add that in.
Yeah, you have to.
Every time I open my mouth, there'll be a laugh.
Yeah, and a fly.
Yeah. Every time. Okay. So go on, man. Tell us the story.
I'm not from Goa. Listen,
I said, go on.
whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the tattoo?
Yeah, it says life, death.
Really? Well, you're dying right now. So
No, I'm not. This is going to be the best episode yet.
Wow.
100,000 views.
the standard is
Fat
very low
Fabes
here.
get slammed. All right, go on.
Okay, keep going. What were you
So Russell Peters.
took me around, then
yeah.
introduced me. I did very well, and I started working as a comedian.
Right.
And then traveling across Canada, and then moved to the States, and that's where I live now. I started comedy in Malaysia 2010,
Right.
right when it's comedy was in infancy stage.
Oh,
You know, back when you were 70,
Uh-huh.
that's when I started.
That's when you started, right? Okay,
Yeah.
great, man. I've got no comeback for that. I never had a comeback for anything. So anyway, wait, let's get back to this.
Okay.
The insults are over.
I'm not even insulting you.
Yeah, no,
I'm
you're not,
telling you
you're
the
not.
truth. The difference between telling the truth and insulting is I'm not trying to be mean. Just look at him.
I know. Okay.
I'm just joking.
I know, man. Someone wants to get into stand-up, right? I mean, because it's becoming a thing here in Malaysia.
Right.
Everyone wants to give it a shot. And I've spoken to a couple of people who tried it a couple of times and then said, you know what? It's so nerve-wracking. 3 minutes on stage seems like 3 years on stage. And especially when you have your opening and everyone pretends that nothing just happened.
Right.
What do you do next? How do How do you tell someone who wants to start, who walked up on that stage, who messed up, who came back down like you did the first time, but you just got up and did it again, right?
Right.
And then you had Russell who said, come, let me take you on the road. Yeah. But these people don't have a Russell to take them around. Right. What do you tell someone like that? How do you tell them to keep going?
I don't. You know why? It filters off the people that should be doing comedy.
Right.
If I say, keep going, and I don't want to, keep going, I'm forcing them to do something they want to do. But if they did it on their own and said, I don't care, I bombed, and that means they were meant to do it. Okay. The need to go on stage surpasses the feeling of feeling bad.
Right.
I feel bad, but not compared to, not to the point it will make me stop. I know one beautiful woman who goes, I'm going to be a killer stand-up. She went on, bombed, never did it again. Why? Because some people that are beautiful or get everything in life are not the type of people that would start comedy.
Right. I get what you mean.
They can't, because their ego's too injured. Comics that start comedy have zero self-esteem, and they build it through comedy. So every comic that starts is a loser in their life. I'm not joking.
Right.
Bombing your first time is nothing compared to nobody showing up to your birthday party. By comparison, it doesn't even hurt. Yeah. So you should be a great stand-up.
I know, man, right?
You're so funny.
I know.
You are. You have a natural...
This should be my first episode. Bomb.
Yeah, no.
And then I'm going to get up and do it again.
You have a natural, funny presence about you. And creepy uncle. But put together.
Put both of it together.
You're going to be the creepy uncle comic.
Holy.
In the front row. How you doing? Well, like your...
Only women in the front. Is that your dad? Sir, go to the back, sir. Free drinks at the back.
You don't want to see this. Let me play border security.
Oh. It's going to be a tough one. Okay.
This is worse than 2 Ferns.
Now, do you consider yourself an international star?
I consider myself just a regular comic that travels.
Right, because I was watching this documentary, right? And they interviewed, they were talking to this group of young African boys in some really rural village in Africa. And when the guy said Michael Jackson, immediately one of them stood up and said, hey.
Yeah. So when you say Ron Josol, you hear it? There's cricket, tumbleweed, someone's
stop. In Malaysia, what's your show going to be like? I mean, you do know that we've got lots of do's and don'ts and all of that. Was it difficult? Is this material that you're going to be performing here in Malaysia? I mean, we're going to talk about that in a bit, the date and time and the place and all of that. But is this material in Malaysia different from what you do in, for example, LA or Canada?
Your material doesn't change.
Right.
It's just how you present it. Right?
Okay.
So it's either slower pace, faster pace, or you change a little bit of the referencing. But it doesn't change. It's like, it changes slowly. Your act will evolve after 2 years, 3 years.
Right.
But it's some stuff drop off, but you don't change it for a country.
Okay.
Your natural sense of humor is in your jokes, so you keep that.
Right.
But you do it enough in places overseas and in Asia that what works and what doesn't work. So this is like my 15th time here.
Okay.
Right. So I started.
So you kind of know the culture. You kind of know a little bit of the language. Yeah. But if you go to a brand new country, right?
I do a basic form of...
Okay, so but you research first. You find out a little bit more.
Sometimes you don't have no clue. So sometimes, my first time in Dubai, I got a call a week before.
Oh, wow.
So they flew me out there and I had to do a 30-minute show.
So you went in blind. I mean, it's like...
Nothing, yeah.
Just go in and bang, bang, bang.
Hoping it worked.
Oh, wow.
Luckily, every joke worked.
Holy crap.
And I realized that thinking on the spot, you can tell where to go. So you go through your act from A to Z. And all of a sudden, you feel this is working, you keep doing it. And then you feel it doesn't work, you have to switch around here. And then go back, and then,
So you're constantly thinking while you're acting.
While you're speaking.
While you're acting all cool and chilled. And
comics are schizophrenic on stage. You have 3 voices. One voice is doing your act. The second voice is like, what should we do next? The third is, that girl is so hot.
Like the third voice.
Yeah. Freaky Uncle Comedy. Watch it, everybody.
You're going to be here performing on the 15th and 16th.
Agent? My manager was... What? 16th. Okay, on the 16th.
Okay, and on the 16th. Both 2 days, 15, 16, or just 16? 15 in Singapore, 15 in... Okay.
Yeah.
Don't try the food there. Okay.
It's the same food.
Nah, trust me.
Yeah. Okay, chili crab or fatty crab over there.
Somebody took you to Fatty Crab here?
Good.
Oh, it is?
The lineup was across the street. Have you been to Fatty Crab here?
Yeah.
Isn't it the best? Really? Are you guys Singaporean?
No, we're Malaysians. That's why we're
like
saying...
Singaporean food better?
No, dude. That's why I say don't try the food there.
Yeah, that good. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
because the Fatty Crab here is the best. And the owner opened one in New York. I live in New York, and there's lineups across the street.
No, really? Wow.
Crab.
Okay, man.
Unbelievable.
Fatty Crab's going places. Free plug. Maybe you want to sponsor the show, man?
Yeah. Well,
All right.
they need money.
Yeah.
They want to
do.
lose money.
Well, come on. If I have more people like you.
Yeah, wow.
Joel Coy is never coming on this show.
Well, it's too small.
Okay, so great. Thank you so much for coming. I've got a couple of other things I just want to ask you. The insults are over, really, seriously.
Okay.
Let's
It's not even something. I'm
yeah. The jokes are over.
Okay,
Let's get serious,
Be
man.
serious. Okay.
Let's get serious. Okay. There you go. What's after stand-up for you? Are you looking at movies, producing, directing, or talent management? Like, get new talents out there. What is it for you after this? It could be 5, 10, 15 years from now, but
Right.
what's the ultimate goal?
I think for every comic it's different. So for me, my ultimate goal would be 100% get my following doing stand-up, right? And maybe do a little bit of sitcom. Like I'm actually doing sitcom. I got a producer in the United States is now developing a sitcom for me.
Nice, okay.
Right? And it's called Tito Boy. It's about me and my dad living together.
Oh.
And the true story is my mom passed away 10 years ago. My dad remarried a 38-year-old. My girlfriend at the time was 42.
Your dad's the man.
I had to dump my girlfriend on principle. And
Wow.
I'm joking. And he's an old school Filipino man.
You're right.
Old school man from 80s, 90s and before are not really, I guess they're not really on top with culture and how to act. And
got it.
Etiquette in today's society.
Society, right.
And so he's still the old school. It's like our fathers.
They say it like it is.
Yeah.
You're fat, man.
Yeah, you're fat.
Yeah, right.
Work out. Your girlfriend, this and that. Stuff like that. So, but then it shows the history of why they're like that.
Okay.
And the generation gap.
Right.
And what I have to deal with understanding that myself and the millennials and Generation Z now.
Right.
And you have this old man. And the thing, a lot of the cultures that we grew up with, our heroes were Rambo, Commando, and a talking car.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a great format to live your life.
Knight Rider.
Sounds
great. Would it be difficult then? You're touring, you're doing your stand-up, and then now you're going to be in a sitcom, which needs you to be at a specific location all the time.
That's the thing. Most comics that do, like, let's say the top of the echelon, like Chris Rock, Chappelle, or whatever, they'll do a year of stand-up, and then after they go straight into sitcom writing and acting.
Right.
And they come back for their comeback, because it's always good to miss a comic rather than just keep seeing the person. So that would be a goal of mine, to be writing and acting in a sitcom, and then just help my base of followers get grow bigger. Never retire. Just always do stand. You can do stand up until you're dead.
Yeah, you're right.
You really don't. That's not a job that's physical.
There's no time limit to it, right? Yeah.
People have done it, like Richard Pryor and Bill Cosby and people that George Carlin, sitting 85 years old and still making the same amount of money, if not more, without doing the physical work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so. You put in the least amount of effort for the most amount of money.
Now you're talking like a Republican.
There you go. Thank you so much for being here.
And please play my creepy uncle name.
I will be. If you get me there, I'll come and act.
Thank you.
One final word for anyone who wants to start stand-up.
Don't. Okay.
Let's go.